If you can't afford to hop a flight to Beijing or beyond, a charming Chinese experience awaits you in Vancouver. After you've had some dim sum and bought some duck for dinner, you can visit the Peking Lounge and shop away. Michael Bennett and Daniel Poulin will likely greet you at the door of their Peking Lounge. It is my pleasure to welcome Daniel and Michael, two of the savviest design hotties in Chinatown, to Studio 4 to show and tell us more. Is that okay if I call you two design hotties?
If you like, Fanny.
Especially the hottie part.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, that's always good.
I'll take that.
Isn't it? Now, are you a couple and also in business together?
Yeah.
Okay, and is it true you live at the Peking Lounge somewhere?
Feels like
Around the corner.
Was that a mystery?
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
We
We live
float
close.
around.
You live close?
Yeah,
We live
on
close.
Beatty Street, yeah.
In the hood?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
hood.
What drew you to Asia?
I think it probably started, although Michael lived in Japan, when did you live there?
Oh, 2 years in 88 through 90.
Teaching English, any chance?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't qualify for that.
No, you
With
could
this
teach
accent,
French.
Yeah, French, yeah. So I went to Beijing. I got a job offer in a hotel. It was called the Kempinski Hotel, and I was in the spa business.
That's a
So I
five-star.
Absolutely.
Hello.
So-
You don't work in the shabby
No,
spots.
absolutely.
No.
So I was there for a couple of years, and then got to learn about the culture, the Chinese culture, and then eventually Michael was also there for a few months at a time, and then we ended up buying an armoire that we still have, and then we started a business. We bought a container, and that's 8 years
And
ago.
it all began. And what did you know about retail or shipping or exporting or doing business in China
Yeah.
or
Oh,
doing
none of
business
that.
with the Chinese?
No, I've worked retail and service industry all my life, so that part
Okay.
we kind of had under wraps. And both of us always had a good sort of design sense, so we got attracted to the furniture when we were over there, and we've always loved the Asian aesthetic.
Yes.
So everything just sort of fell into place. Yeah.
And you mix, I know, Asian with
Absolutely,
modern,
yeah.
Asian with anything, really. It's not
Yeah.
like your whole house has to be
No, it's
Peking
influenced.
Lounge.
It's influenced so many furniture designs over over history that it really blends really well. I mean, it's influenced Queen Anne and Chinese Chippendale and contemporary, and influenced the
Sure.
Art Nouveau and Art Deco. So any of those pieces really lend themselves to.
To be mixed with Chinese furniture, actually.
Yes, and it's wonderful in a very Zen contemporary setting to have a conversation piece.
Absolutely.
To have something that is, my father used to call it a taw.
Yeah.
You need a taw or a tinkle here. This is too sparse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I think so many places in Vancouver are so contemporary and a little bit cold, right?
Yes.
So there's so many new towers that an added punch of warmth and history
Sure.
sort of adds some
Now, if you
interest.
want to buy an altar table or buy an artifact in China, what's the drill? What have you learned
Like
about
you?
how to do it?
How do we go
yeah.
about buying it?
Yes,
Well, it's
searching it, finding it.
Yeah, a lot of the dealers will have their run people to go searching throughout China for pieces. They'll bring them back to the outskirts of Beijing, which is where most of our dealers are.
Right.
And they'll have a warehouse of things that haven't been restored or repaired or whatever, and then they'll have a showroom of things that
The finished
are
piece, the
ready to
piece that
buy.
actually we do buy.
Sure, and
Yeah.
you know it's authentic, like because you're steeped in it now, right?
I think maybe 8
Yeah.
years ago when we started, maybe we didn't know as much, and it's possible that maybe we bought a lot of it was maybe completely new. But now I think we
Right.
know a lot
Yeah.
more, and we can spot when a vendor is trying to pass something that
I
actually.
see. So
We
you
have
have a
a-
good eye.
Yeah,
Wow.
and we had the advantage of becoming friends with our first dealer, which was our primary dealer in the beginning. So we learned a lot from here, and there was a real trust relationship
Sure,
right
because
from the
how
beginning.
many people live in Beijing? 12,
14 million, something like
14
that.
Yeah,
million
yeah, yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of shops and a lot of
Absolutely.
warehouses and a
Yeah.
lot of beautiful things, and so you are trying to get some in a container to come.
Completely overwhelming.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
completely
sure.
overwhelming.
So take me to the Peking Lounge. I've been there. I've had the pleasure.
course you have.
Yes.
And of course, across the street at the Bob Rennie Gallery in the Wing Sang building.
Yeah.
And aren't you close to the Kiefer Hotel?
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, we're just down the street from Rennie's new gallery, just
Okay.
a block away from the Kiefer
Right.
Hotel and Bao Bay and
And Bao Bay
Yeah.
Restaurant. I mean, the whole feeling down there is so
It's changing
changing
a
great.
lot for the
For the
best.
best,
absolutely, yeah.
because you have to keep the culture.
Yeah.
as you know.
Which they're doing a good job of in
Good.
Chinatown. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not talking gentrification.
No.
We're talking absorption, really.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So, let me see.
Oh.
What's that?
That's a Tibetan prayer board. So what happens when we go to one of the market in China, we would find something like this that would just be on one of the vendors' table or something. So this is carved wood. It's written in a Tibetan Sanskrit. It's actually written in mirror image, because the reason why is that they would use this to print prayer books. So they would roll the ink on top and then print the book. So what we do is we got some kind of brush metal stand built for it.
Right.
So when you display it in your house, there's actually a way of doing it that
It's
mix
beautiful.
history with contemporary.
By itself, and I assume that has to stay inside.
Yes.
Yes.
Because do you have inside, outside pieces you could put outside, like a Buddha or
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We have a
stone
A whole line of stone
sculpture
sc-
and
stone
that kind of
sculpture.
thing?
Yeah.
sculptures. Yeah.
Okay, so you can do the garden, because I think
right.
something in the garden that's of interest
Absolutely. Yeah.
is always great. Not too many things. I'm not talking gnomes
No, neither do we.
or plastic furniture or those storks.
Yeah.
No. None
Flamingos.
Of that.
No.
None
No.
of that.
We're talking
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. And do you know what it says? No.
No.
Well, somebody
It's hard
does.
enough to read transcript, but in
Yeah.
reverse, it's become slightly.
I'm sure. We'll find a llama.
Yeah.
Yes, a llama. Maybe the Dalai Lama
Yeah.
could visit next time he's in town. Why not? I love this mug.
Well, perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, thank you. What a nice gift.
Because it is actually yours.
Yeah. We're gonna give.
Yeah, we're gonna give it
You're
to you.
not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It may not match your blue cups,
Stop.
but we're gonna have to. Yeah.
No,
so
that's
this line
beautiful.
is called Spin. The guy who started it a few years back is a restaurateur in Beijing that has a line of I would say Japanese fusion high-end restaurants.
Right.
And I think people were so in love with his dishes that he was using in a restaurant that actually started opening a couple stores
great.
where so we sell the whole line of Spin. It's fantastic
You
porcelain.
mean plates and
Plates
side
and-
plates
Yeah.
and
vases and stuff.
Vases.
and is it all white with this on the side, different colors? or?
Different colors.
Yeah.
There's
Often
three
this,
different colors.
this color is pretty much is trademark, and then whether there's no color on it at all, or there's blue or metallic color, and
So this is good. This holds a lot of my organic
That's
coffee,
right.
as you know. I'll be hepped right up every day. That's all good. You can put soup in this anything,
Absolutely.
right?
That's great.
But that sort of
Okay,
helps.
I'm going to move my Tibetan
illustrate,
board there. How about that?
Absolutely.
Other way, she says. You
Wow.
see, I
Wanted to
can never
grab it
mind.
from you there.
She's going like, move that. Okay.
The reason we brought that in is just to sort of contrast the old things that we carry as well, right?
I
So
know,
there's
it's
a-
so great. What are those?
These are actually a pair of Tibetan silver ethnicity Miao earrings.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
To go into the ear?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
imagine.
There's a photo that is
Yeah.
on the screen now that we were at the market, and that lovely lady, an old
Wow.
lady that had
Look
those
at
in
that.
the ears, and then we basically like, okay, so she just took them off and sold them to us.
Those are strong robes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're very
absolutely.
heavy.
But you know,
So-
you could use them. They're just objects to put. They could be a paperweight.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I don't think I want those in my
No.
old
No,
ears.
I don't.
No.
I think it's like a lot of the things we sell at Peking Lounge. It has a story to it,
Yeah.
and all you need is in your house to have things that you can actually talk about
Sure.
when people come over. Like just tell a bit of
Fantastic.
history.
Conversation piece. Always have a
Exactly.
conversation
Yeah,
piece,
or
and
a
they
few.
say, "What's this?" Because it looks like a bobbin,
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm not much of a sewer, but kind of like a bobbin. And that tape, Scotch tape.
This
No.
is it's a carpenter's chalk line.
What does that mean?
It means like a plumb line for
Okay.
construction. This is a
Sure,
chalk
I do
line.
that all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, of course I know about
But
that.
carpenters that would make furniture took great pride in their tools. So they would hand carve them and personalize them themselves. So
How
this
beautiful.
this works very much like
So it's to
they
keep
do
it
today.
straight.
Absolutely.
When they
yeah.
say, I know they hang it up and they say, okay, that's a little crooked and da 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 da
Exactly,
da.
yeah.
I have no idea how it works.
Yeah.
And is that the original thread?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How old is that? Any idea?
About 80 years.
80 years
Yeah.
old. I think Shell Buzzy should have this.
Yeah.
Don't you, Sue? I think that's a good present for Shell.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
that's, of course it is.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Handy, Mr.
Yeah,
Fix
sure.
It. And he would love talking about it. Could be on his desk.
Exactly.
Now, in the red box,
The red box.
what is that called?
A pillow box.
Oh.
The reason is because they don't maybe spend the whole night on it, but they have a little nap. So it's a little bit soft, not too soft.
I see.
And this
Yeah.
is curved like this, so they would actually rest their head here, and they would put things that are precious to them. Most likely, vendors who would travel, they
Right.
would put the money that they would collect that day.
Oh, I see. So that
Yeah.
travels with them.
With them,
Yeah.
they
It
carry
keeps
it
it
under
safe
the
while they're
arm,
napping.
and then when they're napping, nobody can take it away, obviously. So
What a good idea. You
So
see,
this is-
because we all learned that story. Traveling in Europe with our backpacks, and you've got them wrapped around your arm and your
Yeah.
leg, and you're afraid to go to sleep because somebody's going to take your life.
Yeah.
So you have your pillow box.
the
in
Chinese
there.
have their pillow box. A
Oh,
bit more
interesting.
cumbersome, but
Well, what's great about this is that you can take a piece of Chinese history and put it in your house.
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's really becoming part of West Coast style now. I
Yeah.
mean, being on the Pacific Rim and just with the clean lines and the warmth, it's really becoming part of a West Coast style.
Very much so. And at your house, in your real house, the one
Yeah.
around the corner from the Peking
Yeah.
Lounge, do you have a lot of Chinese
We have
furniture or
enough.
just a little bit?
Maybe more than the average
The
person,
leftovers?
right?
But people imagine our place to be full of it. But
Of
no,
course.
it's a good mix of antique furniture.
Oh, there,
and
is this your
contemporary.
house
That's
here?
right. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the loft.
nice.
Yeah. So this is actually an altar table, a plank altar table. So what we've used as a kitchen island are just the bases, and we've taken away the wood plank that sits on top, and we've
Right,
we've
and
replaced
replace
it with marble. Yeah.
So you can chop the onions and
Yeah,
do
that's
all of
right.
that
Yeah.
and say the morning prayers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
Morning prayers is a big
That's
cup
the
of coffee.
morning prayers, a big cup of coffee in the special mug.
Exactly.
Okay, how nice to see you.
Nice to see
I'll
you.
come by.
Fanny.
Pleasure.
Thank
Love
you.
the store.
to see
Thank
you
you.
again.
Very much.